The Retirement Halftime Show. Maintain your lead in retirement.
Welcome back. I'm Sevilla Beam, and I'm here with Alexander Joyce. We're learning more about his very informative book, ReJoyce in Your Retirement. And what we want to talk about now is Chapter 12, your legacy. And I know we get this a lot with our clients when we're discussing their retirement. Everybody's different. Everybody's different about, how they want their retirement to look, what they want to leave behind, and what that looks like. So tell us a little bit about what we can find in the book.
Yeah, you know what? It's interesting because I think I've said this, and some people disagree, and of course we can all disagree, right? And agree to disagree. But I think that the baby boomer generation probably is the last generation to ever leave real wealth, and I say that. In an environment where debts are really high, we're in an environment that there's less savings, in an environment where there is no pension, right? In an environment where Social Security is very volatile, and in an environment that in my practice, we ask that question, and that question is, what is the purpose of the money? In terms of asset classes and diversification, the purpose of the money, is it live on or is it leave on, right? When we ask that question, right there, to me, is a fork in the road. When we understand the assets are meant for legacy planning, they've got to be managed a little bit different, okay, as opposed to those assets being live on or leave on. That's the purpose that we're trying to accomplish, right? Sure. And when we understand that, and we understand that one of the biggest goals is to leave a legacy, okay, leave the assets, we want to start to understand what are the efficiency factors in terms of what we're trying to achieve. We want to better understand the family dynamic. We want to better understand longevity planning. We want to better understand health. We want to better understand past health, if you would. We want to understand a lot more in terms of the individual to be able to make sure that we can accomplish what they want to accomplish. Now, it's also important to understand on that legacy piece, just like taxes, on that legacy piece within our firm, being a full service firm, being able to meet with estate planners there.
Absolutely.
And to be able to understand, not from just a planning or investment perspective, be able to sit down in the same place, the same office, same location as when you first came in, and now understand better how that legacy process will live out, okay? Meaning, what are the differences between a will? If I have POD or TOD, do I need a will? If I've got a will, but I want more sophisticated planning, is it a trust that I should have? If it's a trust, what type of trust? There's multiple types of trust. What happens if health-related issues become a challenge? Or if I pre-decease, is that going to be a challenge? Do I not want to leave lots of money all up front or as a lump sum to my two children? Maybe they're not as financially responsible as I'd like them to be right now. Maybe we should be considering health, education, maintenance support. Maybe it's an income stream. Maybe it's a brick in the wall. Maybe it's a pet trust. We don't know. But the fact is, we gather that information by asking two simple questions. Are the assets live on or are they leave on? That's the direction that we're going to go. Sure. Everybody needs to feel comfortable in their retirement. So income is always a challenge. Income is always an objective. But once we secure that income, and we have a clear projected analysis, if you will, a probability of great success of them not outliving it, living it, then we can carve out the portion for them to leave.
Sure.
Make sure it's enough.
Absolutely, and I think this just really drives home that holistic approach of making sure that it's not just your financial planner or it's not just your CPA, but we've got the planner, we've got the CPA, we've got the estate planner, the attorney there. We're looking at everything from a holistic approach, and I think a little bit of the scary part is you've got to have some uncomfortable conversations and answer some uncomfortable questions to get you to that comfortable spot where you know that you're prepared for retirement. You know that you're prepared to leave that legacy that you were planning on leaving.
That's so true. It is. And sometimes it's 5 or 8 or 10 meetings to find out that they've got cancer. Right? Or if it's, there's addiction in my family, or that there's a kid that I just don't know if he's, leaving money on him or her right now would actually hurt them.
Sure.
But as you said, Sevilla, we've got to know those things, right? We've got to know those things so we can do what's right and what's best for you.
Yeah, it's a hugely important part of the plan. So if you've got questions or you're unsure about how to leave a legacy, or if you're looking to live on or leave on money, feel free to reach out to us. Give Alex's office a call, and you can also find his book on Amazon, ReJoyce in Your Retirement. Thanks so much. We'll be right back.
The Retirement Halftime Show. Maintain your lead in retirement.
Do you remember this? How about that? Do you remember? The journey to retirement hasn't always been easy. I'm Alexander Joyce. Let us build a retirement plan you can rely on. A financial plan that gives you confidence and peace of mind. A legacy plan that protects them. And let us start that process today. And let us help you rejoice in your retirement.